SCPH replay, and this time gonna be on World of Sleepers. This is gonna be our last one for the night, ladies and gents. Like I said before, we're only gonna have a short session today. And keep sending in those replays. You don't need to be from the PH community actually to send them in. But if you are gonna be coming from abroad, please tell me so I can say it either in the replay or in the description itself. With the SCPH replays, of course, as it came as a little bit of a prerogative on my part, I was like, hey, I do wanna do some community things for the Philippine scene, and that's when they were born. And people have been supporting. We had so many games already. You can see that in a playlist on the YouTube. And this year, I strive to do these sessions live instead of recording them on the day. Sure, it isn't the highest viewership thing, but it is a good way to interact with the people who are sending these games in the first place, and people who are interested in StarCraft to begin with. I'm not the best player, especially the fact that I'm just a little too busy with trying to keep my macro and micro up. But I still know tit for tat how this game works, especially watching some of the best cast and play. We haven't introduced our players. We're busy talking about basically what this game is all about. And here on the red hand side, it is going to be DLSMIZEL playing that red Terran. And his opponents on the top right, rather. In what world would you think that this side is the bottom right? I'm just like looking at a mirror perhaps. But here on the top right, the blue Protoss, Womohide. So Womohide versus DLSMIZEL. We've seen Mizzle before, and he is truly one of these players who are trying to get better and better. And what good way to actually be better is to put yourself under a public lens. Gonna be an easy way for criteria to come your way. And is Mizzle actually gonna go for a proxy by this point? But at the same time, Womohide cannon rush. It's time. We noticed that there was gonna be a forge all the way into the forefront, no gateway whatsoever. It's gonna be onto the natural instead. And Mizzle has to react quickly. Needs to shut down this probe with this Reaper. Gonna be the best chance for him. A mine might actually knock that back. Not gonna happen. Retreating till Mizzle. Sending that barracks on over to the other side. Range advantage perhaps. Gonna go for the bomb. One more hit onto both sides. Mizzle has to be desperate for this. If he gets that probe, that is gonna be Womohide in a spot of trouble. If Mizzle loses the Reaper, it will be the same. And Womohide will be forced to send another probe in. But at the same time, it seems like Womohide has decided, hey, this cheese is sounding pretty funky. We're gonna go for the Zealot instead. We'll be going for the proxy gateway by this point, but he still will need the probe to send more and more of these buildings in the first place. Cannons gonna be helpful to allow the advance to happen. Factory right now, gonna go for that Tech Lab tech actually. This is an interesting approach here from Mizzle. He realized that, hey, I'm not gonna be able to get the range advantage anytime soon. And he's gonna go for siege tanks instead. But at the same time, it's very dicey because the Zealots can get in the face of the tank. And Womohide is already able to penetrate into the main base. Now the thing about the Terran, there is one good thing about getting cannon rushed or getting proxied by the Protoss. Well, it's very simple to float your command center and run on away. SCV is able to survive. Siege tanks though not getting cancelled. This is a very predicaments here for Mizzle. It's a little dangerous right now to try and go for the 1v1. SCV gonna be helping things out with the repair. And at the same time, it's gonna be a proxy Reaper here from Mizzle. I like the ideas here from Mizzle. He's able to use the mobility of the Reaper as well as the range here for the siege tank as he moves on out. But at the same time, could just hold a little better in the first place. Sure, the cannon comes there, but he got the poke onto the probe earlier on. Well, this wouldn't be the case by this point. In the meantime, sure, it's a Reaper, but you can get a little more function and damage done with a Marine itself. A lot cheaper, doesn't use any gas, and you can produce them a little quicker in the first place. One probe though does go down. It seems like Womohide is just ignoring everything on that main base. No pull whatsoever, no surround. And right now, Mizzle is just able to build up his economy and his base yet again. Things are looking really good here for the Terran. We do have Womohide. Oh, it seems like this is the issue here. He has sealed the gap. He has sealed the breach. And he is unable to run these probes away. Mizzle will have a field day here. Oh no, gonna die to the cannon. Opportunity here actually here for Womohide to break one of these buildings and run on away. But no, he's gonna decide, hey, I can just full commit onto this. I can defend with cannons. It's gonna be tower defense yet again. After though gonna get cancelled on over. Oh, that Tech Lab rather gets cancelled instead. Moves on over. Womohide though, quick thinking, gets in the way. Trying to put that pylon down. This time doesn't get. And here we go with another Reaper being built by MiZEL. It's just a base on a base scenario. And this is truly the problem of cheesing the Terra, and Womohide looking so awkward with the buildings here, not getting much done. As MiZEL has moved on over to the low ground base. Defended on one side by Minerals, defended by his buildings on the other. But Womohide not out of the woods yet, not out of this game by this point. Zealots right now going for the hits onto the barracks. And basically MiZEL and basically DLSMIZEL MiZEL rather, and Womohide just trying to one-up one another with the cheese. So they're gonna get that takedown, and MiZEL, hey, I can just go to the low ground here. Really easy for MiZEL to move around the map by this point. Now this is the time where you want to send in that Reaper. Can jump up the ramp, make sure to get that scouting information, and go for the pokes by this area. Factory, of course, it'll be very helpful to get a starport along the way. Medevac, Hellion drop gonna be so potent. But like I said before, I feel like MiZEL is taking creative ideas and not using the most optimal ones. Instead of going for the siege tank there, could have actually went for the factory reactor. Instead of the Reaper siege tank, it could have been double pump Marines. And when the factory was done, double pump Hellions and pretty much just win the game outright. So still the game continues. MiZEL's decisions keep him alive, keep him able to defend, but they could be a little better in certain instances. I'm saying this just to basically criticize as this player is trying to get better and better. He's doing such a good job already, but he can make an even better decision by this point. SCP though, gonna get a target. Will it be enough for this one-on-one to go in favor of the tank? Seems like it's the case. It's really interesting that the Zealot is as tall as the tank in the first place. That is pretty scary. MiZEL though, gonna be trying to go for the attack. This time he has a pair of Marines as siege tank. Gonna be set up on the low ground. Problem here is he's not gonna get any of the vision whatsoever. And he's like, okay, I can't do anything here. Gonna back on that, expanding onto another base instead. And now he has decided that, hey, I might be able to re-expand to my main. Looks like it's not gonna be the case for now. Focusing on setting things up with the 1-1-1 yet again. And where are the buildings? They finally migrated from all the way from the north to the south. What is going on? Well, the cannon rush happened, and all of these antics have forced basically a reset. So into the Void Ray we go. We can already see that this is a lower tier game by this point. But MiZEL right now still having the advantage. 32 workers versus 18. 11-6 into this one as well. And Tech Lab now being built onto that factory. Barracks gonna be doing the same. Going to higher tiers of tech. What really is the composition that MiZEL is going on in the first place? That's gonna be the real question here. Goes for the scan though, able to get that information. Siege tank, of course, be able to get a few shots on in whatsoever as well. The shield battery mitigating the damage, keeping the tech on alive. This might be the crescendo here and now, guys, as MiZEL is given all the opportunity to build things in. And honestly, since nothing much is happening, just fast forward things on up. Never mind, Void Ray, he bring in the action, sees the siege tank. It's time to go for the KO, and down it goes. Womohide has to back on out. Marine's gonna be out in front yet again. I mean, the Zealots up on top here. Well, we can't really get much done. Instead, let's just watch them have a little bit of a conga line running around the map. Like we said before, it's just gonna be a mop up here now. Siege tanks going for shots onto the pylon. Choose to see a little bit of scouting here and now, but all around it is gonna be a reset. Basically, both sides left to do whatever they want to themselves. Womohide has sealed himself in. The breach has been cleared. No vacuum space whatsoever. The main base is the only show here for our Protoss. In the meantime, MiZEL onto base, having better economy, having better production, having a bigger army, and having an opportunity to send more things in. But it seems like the fight's gonna go underway as Womohide sends this one Void Ray in. It seems like MiZEL has forgotten to build that missile turret, even though he spotted out that Void Ray early on. And not producing anything to go for the anti-air in this scenario. Instead, focusing heavily into the front line. Zealots is really trying to get on the outside. It is going to be a fan of K-pop stands trying to just get closer and closer to their favorite band. But right now, MiZEL looking pretty strong all the way on the outside. What a game this has been so far. Pretty interesting. Like I said before, it could have ended a lot earlier. But look at the production there from MiZEL. We have said it before, we will say it again. He's on point with that macro, that's for sure. So many upgrades, so little time, and he is truly looking to just optimize these units as much as possible. But decisions are very, very important, guys, especially on those army compositions. Cell charge though coming online, and Womohide surprising everyone with the speed of these charge lots. Going on to the siege tanks, breaking them down already. Marines in the spot of trouble. Void Raid right now, vaporizing everything. But still the numbers in the favor of MiZEL by this point. Sure, Womohide gonna be able to mop up, force the warp cycle in more of these zealots yet again. A little bit of a reset here. MiZEL gonna be flying on the way. Womohide taking his anger out onto the unbuildable rocks for some reason. And these zealots deciding, hey, it's time to run on away. What league is this? I'm not sure. I would say this is either gold or plat by this point. Was it too high to be? Is it too high to be plat in the first place? As right now, Marines Marauders gonna be defending yet again. Siege tanks gonna be onto that high ground. Vikings running around, making sure that the Void Ray is nowhere to be seen. And MiZEL, sure, the Zealots are gonna be there, but basically Womohide has to retreat by this point. Concussive shot puts the Protoss in a really interesting predicament, especially that these charge thoughts are being slowed. It's all about the kite action. It's just an easy way to shut down those units in the first place. And anyway, by this point in time, 2 bases still here for MiZEL. Another reset. We can just go past this game yet again. And Womohide has, hey, I can actually build a Nexus 2, guys. 12 minutes in, goes for the second base. What a way to go. Holy Artosis Pylon. Sure, there's a second one. But that thing, if that thing goes down, a lot of these warp gates will get shut. And this falls as well. Well, that is going to be game, set, and match by this point. Womohide doesn't even have much supply. He hasn't been building pilots. He has a lot of gas for some reason. Might be able to build a lot of sentries to go for force fields. But this is going to be the fight here and now. 54 army, 227. Engagement is here and now. Proxy pylon gets spotted. MiZEL, having so much into the field, decides to mop up everything. And that is the game. Okay, what a game to end things up. You know, that was a game. That was something. And the real takeaway here is good decisions for MiZEL to defend against the cheese. I like how he kept an SCV onto that base just to basically counter cheese, basically shut things down. But that's not the right decisions onto the next. Could have been, as I said, could have been a little better on the mop-up. The Reaper, nah, could have been the Marine instead. Double pump Marines reactor. Womohide did not have any idea that was coming, especially in a league like this. And then when it's Hellions, game set match. Probes cannot get on out in the first place. He saw the wall, right? He saw the wall. But in the end, I did like the siege tech idea. Going for the tech lab, going for the swap, but it just wasn't enough if you don't get that probe in time. Early on, especially with that Reaper, could have gone for the micro. He spotted it out early on anyway. But it is what it is, and MiZEL, like we said, is just trying to get better at this game. And I believe he has shown that he has truly improved in terms of his gameplay, in terms of, besides base building rather, in terms of trying to get better on the micro, trying to get better in decision making. And everyone starts somewhere, and that is gonna be our session tonight.